Alright, the recording is going. Welcome back to the next part. I guess it's the next part? Well, let's see how long I will record this time. Alright, here we are at Katawa Shoujo and we are in the classroom and yeah, that's about it. Kind of. Alright, let's just get started. I feel very tired this morning. Probably because yesterday itself was a very tiring day. On top of that, I woke up far earlier than necessary. After saying hi to Shizune and Misha, I start doing the work as instructed from the board. It already looks like today is going to be heavy. I don't have a problem with that now, though. Shizune and Misha might jump on me trying to get an answer about whether or not I've decided to join the student council, even if it's just one day. I wouldn't put it past them to try, and I don't have an answer for them if they do, so this situation is convenient for me. About 10 minutes into class, Hanako walks in and takes a seat, but no one looks at her. The teacher doesn't even comment on her lateness. Oh, it's the one with the burned half of her face. Wait, which half was it? I don't know. Well, I just assume it's burned. It's, they tell it's a scar, so, yeah. He does, however, stop us to say that we are going to break into groups again. I turn my head and see that Shizune and Misha are looking at me. Shizune gives me a smile that is equal parts cute and menacing. Why those hard words? This is a smile that says, "We have you now. There's no escape."
Chan! It looks like we are together again! Yay! Yay!
Oh god! Misha leans sideways while Shizune pushes her desk closer to mine. There really is no escape now, unless I were to jump through the window. I really wonder why I don't play this more often if I'm bored, which I always feel that if I'm not in the mood to play a game that it turns out bad, but I just wanted to do something today and yeah, I wasn't really in the mood, but I thought, yeah, just give it a try. And I'm already laughing so hard. Okay, enough of that. Jumping out the window isn't the best option, sadly. ... Alright, I got you.
What's wrong, Hik-chan? Oh, Hik-chan, have you been thinking about what you said yesterday? You said that you would think about joining the student council, didn't you? It's okay, Hik-chan. We were talking about it after you left, and it would be rude to expect you to already have an answer for us this early, right? Right.
And still you try. I'm so happy you two are able to have a laugh at my expense, and even more pleased to know that you both know how crazy the two of you can be. Now that that's over, Shizune snaps back into serious mode and smacks today's assignment with the back of her hand in an overly dramatic and important way. When I actually look at the stuff, it's mostly just reading. In fact, there are only two problems. I almost want to say something about how her rush to get started seems a bit much considering the small amount of work. In fact, Shizune probably knows how little there is and simply doesn't care. Yeah, it seems like the workload doesn't matter to her as much as the fact that there's work. The actual amount is unimportant. She approaches everything with the same level of ambition. While I'm reading, I let my eyes wander around the room and catch Hanako trying her hand at solving the problems. It looks like she's working alone. Oh, how sad. I can't remember seeing her working with other people before. Thinking back to how shy she is, it's understandable. Hey, that girl over there.
Huh? Who, Hik-chan?
Her, Hanako, over there. Does she always work alone?
I think so. Hikchan, do you feel sorry for her because she's alone?
I was just thinking that maybe she could work with us or something.
No, I don't think that would be a good idea, Hikchan.
Why not?
Shikchan wouldn't get along with her.
Okay. Why? Misha shuffles around the question, letting out a laugh that sounds very strange. It's nervous, but still has that litting up and down quality present in everything she says.
Just because, Hikchan.
No, this is the wrong voice, sorry. By now, Shizune has noticed our conversation. It makes me realize again how Misha has been signing everything she has been saying this whole time. Now she's pissed again. ...
What, Shikchan? The friend of my enemy is my enemy? That sounds so harsh. I'm not going to say that.
You said it anyway.
I know, Hikchan. It's fine of you over here.
God. I wonder if this is Misha's way of keeping things fair, since without her, I wouldn't be able to understand a thing Shizune is saying, and vice versa. Is that also why she signs all the time, so there's never a conversation Shizune will be let out of? ...
Anyway, we should start on the problems now, Hikchan.
Today I totally mess up the voices. We finish with time to spare, and I decide to ask if there are any alternatives to the cafeteria, as frankly, the food so far has been subpar. This sends Shizune and Misha arguing among themselves about their favorite restaurants. All of them are downtown, so I don't think we have time to go all the way there. And what about the bill? Are they arguing just for the fun of it? Maybe. They seem so distracted by it that they don't even notice the start of the actual lunch break. Sometimes the music is so loud even if I already turned it down for me. I look over my shoulder towards the back of the classroom. She seems to be studying her notes from the previous class. It's an odd sight. Everyone else is in the class. Everyone else in the class is busying themselves with the lunch break. Socializing, gossiping, rearranging desks. The ones with actual boxed lunches mixed in and chattering like everyone else, only interrupted by short bouts of eating. But when I watch Hanako, it feels that I'm the only one who can see her, almost as if she was invisible, sort of hiding in plain sight. It's so sad, why? Is she being bullied? Is she isolating herself from the rest of the class on her own accord? I see her look over her shoulder towards the classroom's rear door. Come to think of it, she hasn't turned a page since I've started watching her. I have started watching her. I guess she's waiting for someone. I do what I always do when I don't know what to do. Spying on other... forget that. Like now. I've already started on one of the books. Of course, books! Yeah, books. Totally books. Borrowed yesterday and took it with me to school to fill the empty moment between classes. Moments, not moment. I find the page that I creased a corner of to mark the spot. Wait, I find the page that I creased. Oh, creased! So he flipped it over and made a... Yeah, he made some... Yeah, whatever, you know what I mean by doing this and... Not a good way to treat a book you just borrowed, because it's kind of damaging, but... Yeah, that's just me. And pick up from the spot I left yesterday night and pick up from there. Misha and Shizune are still arguing heatedly, probably about restaurants still. If I joined them, I'd just get caught up in that, or worse, get grilled about joining the student council. Misha isn't speaking aloud since there's nobody who'd need to hear what they are talking about. But why does she tend to sign things even when Shizune doesn't need to understand what's being said, or even more strangely, when Shizune is not around at all? What an odd conflict of habits. Oh my. I find it hard to focus on the book, and besides, the lunch break beckons me to leave the dullness of the classroom. I do so, heading down for the cafeteria. Misha and Shizune having come to a conclusion of one kind or another, follow in my wake, though still talking in their animated fashion. Just around the corner. What's this noise? Just around the corner of the hallway, something hits me in the chest with the force of a runaway train. Ouch! A new girl! Yes! Opening my eyes, I see a pair of soccer-like green eyes looking up at me. Of saucer-like? Saucer means the thing you put a cup on it, isn't it? Looking up at me. Okay. They belong to the perpetrator, a short girl who bumped into me and has now fallen down onto the hallway floor. Okay, so, well, okay. I really don't know how to comment about this. This is just a girl who's missing a part of her legs. And still can run as hell, as it seems. She wears a PE uniform and a very worried frown. The former strikes me as a rather strange thing to have during a lunch break. More striking than that, though, is that she doesn't have legs. Oh, come on, she does have legs, at least up until the knee, and then she's just missing part of her legs and not her entire legs. What are you talking about? Oh, she does, but they are not flesh and bone. Her pale and very much flesh and bone thighs and in shins and... Really? You make a difference between legs and thighs and not leg? I think legs is all the way from here to here and not only from here to here. Well, in my opinion at least. Pale and very much... And in shins and feet made of some black metallic or plastic-like material. They look disturbingly artificial and unnatural. It almost makes me forget that my chest is hurting. The girl winces a little, wipes her nose and jumps up. Oh, there she is.
Oh man, hey, are you alright? I'm sorry about that, really. I wasn't looking where I was going, and you just came out of nowhere. Sorry.
She's looking really apologetic in the hurt puppy way of looking apologetic. Strange, her art style is, in my opinion, a little bit downgraded now. Whatever. I quickly forget about being angry or anything, since hurt puppies are my weak spot. Okay, hurt puppies are a weak spot. That's really interesting. It's okay, don't worry about it. Oh god, no! I say that, but there's a stinging pain growing in my chest, and I know that this is about the biggest possible danger for my condition. Don't overexert yourself. Don't forget your medication, and most of all, don't get hit in the chest. Okay. Oh god! I try to rub my solar plexus to chase the pain away, holding my breath in an attempt to hear my heartbeat. Oh god, no! 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 It seems normal.
Hey, Should I get a nurse?
The worried, high-pitched voice. It's a high-pitched voice. Okay, let's try my more high-pitched voice than I already do for Misha. Voice of the girl snaps me out of it. I stare at her for a few seconds, dumbfounded, until I realize that I probably looked worse off than I really was, doubled over myself and looking all tense. Damn, I'm overly worried about my heart. No need, I'm fine. Managing to say something in response, I pull myself up wide, feeling my score whips one last time and take a deep breath. She just knocked the wind out of me. The wind out of me. Big time. But it's nothing more than that.
You sure? You okay? I hit you pretty hard.
It's okay. I said I was fine and nothing's broken. No harm done.
That's good.
I feel a hand on my shoulder at this. You're fucking kidding me? I didn't even click. I feel a hand on my shoulder at the same time the girl's eyes widen in horror, and whatever she was saying gets interrupted by a very horrified
Eep!
Oh, seriously? I don't have time to look behind me because Shizune is already shoving me aside and stomping over to the girl, signing furiously at her.
Miss Ibarasaki, I saw that. Running in the halls is strictly forbidden. Miss Ibarasaki, I saw that.
Sorry. Misha translates right on Shizune's tail, but her voice is girlishly playful, not full of the divine fury Shizune's arms movements would seem to call for.
Sorry. I was just going to get some stuff, and I was in kind of a hurry. ... You've been told this 1,000 times before. Your reckless behavior endangers other students, and even worse, it's explicitly against the school regulations.
The girl blushes and starts, where's the blush? And starts to fidget nervously like a child caught misbehaving. It's so cute, I find myself smiling.
I know that. I was just...
Oh, grim face.
Make sure that will not happen again, although I'm sure telling you this is futile and only causes me further headache when you choose to ignore the regulations. Got that, Amy?
The small girl sticks her tongue out in response.
I gotta go. Teacher, I have...
What? Oh!
Teacher will have my hat. I promised to help with printouts, but I went running instead. Sorry, but I've got a change and everything.
And she's gone. Before Misha and Shizune or I can say anything, she's already bolted from where she was a second ago, almost halfway toward the stairwell. She won again. Shizune looks like she's about to go nuclear on the spot, so I smile at her in a vain attempt to calm her down. ...
Are you okay, Hik-chan? That Ibarasaki girl is always like that, causing trouble to others.
You know, I'm pretty certain Shizune wouldn't call me Hik-chan.
Never mind.
Yeah, anyway, I'm okay. Just got the wind knocked out of me. ...
That's great, Hik-chan.
I wouldn't call that great, but I let it slide this one time. ...
We have to run now. There's an important student council meeting regarding the festival, and we finally decided where to eat.
Why do we even have to go to the council? The only 2 members are just you. Well, okay. ...
Too bad you can't join, but this lunch meeting is only for council members. Teehee. We can take you there some other time. Oh, but that'd be like a date, wouldn't it?
The girls leave for downstairs. I hope my voice is not too obnoxious here. The girls leave for downstairs. I didn't manage to get far from the third floor hallway before all this commotion struck literally. I should get going as well. The lunch and the afternoon class pass uneventfully. I read most of the book I had started yesterday and eat some of the mostly inedible offerings of the cafeteria. The class is tiresome. The teacher seems like an okay person, despite the weird first impression I got, and the material is relatively interesting. However, the way he teaches is really bizarre. It's as if he expects that everyone is a natural genius. Okay. When the final bell sounds, I realize that there's still a lot of time left in the day, and I'm left wondering what to do. It's odd, at the hospital I had 24 hours a day of free time, but here filling the considerably shorter hours feels difficult. Yeah, great, I can read great today. Everyone else leaves, and I'm left alone with the teacher. Muto is examining the assignment sheets we were working on earlier, marking them with a red ball pen. Raising his eyes from his papers briefly, he notices me and furrows his brow. What is it, Nakai? I jump at him, addressing me, but I guess it's natural to spark some conversation since there's nobody else around. Nothing. Thinking about what I do after school. The teacher slowly puts the cap on the pen he is holding and arranges his papers into a stack, clacking it against the desk twice, of course. He seems very methodical, and for a brief moment I'm reminded of Shizune, but the teacher is more unhurried and relaxed, much more routine. You have no plans? I totally forgot his voice. No, I considered joining a club, but don't know what kind of club would interest me. Go observe a meeting of someone else's club. Might pique your interests. Might pique your interest. I guess. But I don't know how to continue from there. Muto looks at me in a way that makes me quickly want to take the words back to avoid a conversation. But I can't, so I have to forge ahead. I just don't know how to deal with people. I mean, the other students. I'm talking to people and everything, so it's not that I'd be I'm talking to people and everything, so it's not that I'd be isolated or anything. I just don't know what to think about the disabilities. It's like, it feels that I'm being impolite if I pay attention to them, and it's weird to ignore them. Damn. Oh, yeah, sorry. The music was all loud again for me. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. The teacher scratches his cheek, absent-mindedly, looking very unresponsive. These things are only an issue if you make them one. You can talk normally with someone, even if they are blind or something. Try to look behind the superficial. There's not a single student here who isn't just as normal kid behind whatever they might seem at first glance. He says the same thing as Yuko did. I know they are right, but it's hard. How can you not consider, for example, Shizune's deafness, when the only way to communicate with her is to talk through Misha? Or Hanako. It's not like you can ignore her face. You totally can't just look at her beautiful eye instead. But I'm interrupted by the door of the classroom suddenly slamming open. Oh,
Teacher!
Misha crashes in, hands straight in an enthusiastic greeting, her voice loud and lively enough to wake the dead from their graves. She starts towards the teacher's desk with a bouncing step, hands energetically swinging with the rhythm. Muto, visibly dismayed at the interruption, and Misha in general slumps in his chair. Mikado. Misha stops in her tracks and looks around cluelessly, as if she is sensing from his tone that something's wrong, but has no idea what.
Yes?
We have talked about volume control before. Why am I giving him such a strange voice?
Yes?
But she doesn't lower her voice at all, and the teacher just rubs his eyes. Oh, so I always was at the right pace. I'm supposed to be loud when I do her. Well, not in this way. Don't think about it. So, what is it?
We need help. We're running out of supplies for the festival stands. This is a distress.
She waves a pink slip of paper she's holding around. So, go get more supplies from the art room. What's the problem with that?
Plywood. Plywood is always the problem. Last time we wanted more, there was only a little, but that time we just took it all and went with that.
What?
Now there's like none left there. So do you know where there is some?
I don't understand. How would I know?
Chichan, I mean, the president thought that a teacher would know if there's a plywood. Was she wrong?
Muto looks like he's in great pain, frowning with this entire essence. And Misha doesn't get it at all. Oh, so she has a problem controlling her voice and of human insight? Or however it's called. Looking at the two of them communicate is terrible, like looking at a man being tortured by drilling his skull open while blasting pop music at full volume at the same time. I'm afraid I have no idea if there's any plywood in the school, let alone where it would be if there was any.
What should I do?
Perhaps try to find Mr. Nomiya. I'm quite sure he would know where to find everything you need. You'd have to pry them from his cold dead hands, but that's a different matter.
I don't have time. We're so busy.
Oh, this was the wrong art.
I don't have time. We're so busy.
She holds her head with both of her hands like this. Looking as despairing as it's possible for a person like her. I never saw her like that before, or at least read her like that before. Without even noticing, she crumples the note she's holding against her hair.
I shouldn't even be fetching these things. There's so much to do and we are falling behind the schedule.
Muto looks at her gravely and then suddenly smiles. Smiling doesn't really fit his face. I think that'd be better if he didn't. I wonder if you could get some temporary help? Oh god, no. 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 He switches to staring at me focusedly with a hard expression as if trying to say, go make some friends. ... I guess I can give you a hand.
You can? Thanks, Hik-chan. You're really nice.
She pauses, does a double take, and then points at me with her fingers, yelping, "Ah!" and looking very puzzled.
Come to think of it, what's Hik-chan doing here? Class is over. You should be having fun.
We just had a little chat.
Oh no! It's not detention, is it? Are you in trouble, Hik-chan?
No, I'm not.
Is Hik-chan in trouble, teacher?
No, he's not. Muto sighs deeply and feels that I have to help Misha to get her off the teacher's back. So, what do you need?
Here's a list I can try to... Here's a list! I can try to find the polywood from somewhere if there's none in the art room.
She offers me the note she's holding. I take it, hesitating a bit. I said I help you, but this has no implications on whether I'm joining the council or not.
Aww. Still, thanks, Hik-chan. Try to be quick. We're in a stall building streak now. We must hurry.
She bounced out of the classroom. She bounced? Sorry! I don't know why I always have to think about a certain YouTuber every time I play this. Looking at each other with something that feels like a silent agreement. Well, there you have it, Nakai. You have something to do now. Please don't sound so smug. Looking at the list with a number of items ranging from paint to polywood, all written with small, neat handwriting that is undoubtedly Shizune's, I heave a sigh. I'll be going then. Waving the long list limply at the teacher, I exit to the hallway. The classroom closest to ours are designated belonging to class 3-1 and 3-2 on the right side and 3-4 on the left side, each door looking exactly the same. Really boring. Further down the corridor, still with identical doors, are rooms that I didn't think were used for classes. I guess the art room is not a classroom as such. I carefully push open the furthest door and peek in. It's a classroom, but it seems whether badly kept or not in use. Am I in the right place? Well, it kinda looks like an art room because there are some shelves you can put the pictures on it, or... Desks and chairs are all around the room. A thin layer of dust settled on them. There are some easels in the corner so that at least this looks like the right place. I forgot this time to open my browser to look up the words I don't get, like easels. The room is flushed in sunlight with the big windows, shadows creeping all over the desk. Specks of dust are dancing in the stagnant air, making the beams of light almost visible. Jokingly, I call into the empty room. Anybody Really? I still want to know text history. Anybody who? Wouldn't he just say anybody here? Something catches my eye and I stop mid. Sorry, but I had to cut it right there. Hope you enjoyed this so far. Leave a like if you did. Give me a comment below here. I would really appreciate it. Maybe go around and watch some of my other videos. And if you want to keep track of this series, just hit the subscribe button. It will only take you roughly a second. Well, I hope you enjoyed it so far. As I already said, stay tuned for the next episode.